Okay, cool. All right. So this first page is just kind of an overview summary of everything. I'm gonna go, so each I mean, we get paid, there's like 11 different ways on here. I'm gonna go through each one, and just remember some of this is gonna be probably a little too detailed, but I think it's good to know. So first way we get paid. Well, let me back up. So to be considered active here, you need to have 100 PV, personal volume. That can come from purchasing $100 worth of product, okay, or selling $100 worth of product. Now you can use credits. So we get credits every month when you have two customers. They're going to give you the average of your two largest customer orders in the form of credits at the beginning of the next month. So let's say you had two people that bought $200 from you, you're going to get $200 in credits. If you use the $200 to buy your own product, that would make you active. Okay. So first thing that we get paid off of is called retail sales. This is a fancy way of just saying customer sales, right? So you'll see on this comp plan where it says sponsorship tree right here. Pay attention to that because we get paid off of personally enrolled, and then we also get paid off of placement. I will tell you right now, you're going to make the most money here off of personally enrolled sponsorship volume. And what that means is, for example, Amanda is my personally enrolled, right? So when Amanda is selling, I'm making money off of her sales in addition to mine. Now, let's say Chrissy. So Chrissy was placed by Courtney underneath me. I'm not making anything off of Chrissy's customer sales on this part of the comp plan. Okay. So pay attention to that as we go through this. But essentially, you're making 20% of your sales on your customers, right? So you sell a classic three-step system for $160. Now you're not making 20% of that 160, you're making 20% of what's called BV, which is called bonus volume. It's basically the breakage in the comp plan. So the company has to have a portion of the sale that they're, making, and we have a portion. So it's usually around 50%. I'll be honest, like I do not get caught up in checking the BV on every single thing. You can message support and they'll tell you the BV value for each thing, but usually it's around 50%. So for that example of selling a classic three-step system for 160, the BV of that would be $80. So you're making 20% of $80, not 20% of 160. So that would be 16 bucks. Now, not to get off topic, but that 1600 pack, the new pack that they just launched, that is going to give you double this part of the comp plan right here for your first 4 months. So every time you sell a three-step system, the classic, like I just said, instead of making $16, you're gonna make $32. So just right there alone, that makes a big difference. Now, when it says level one customers, you're making 12% of your personally enrolled when they sell to a customer. So the BV that they sell. So again, that example of Amanda's my personally enrolled. If Amanda sells a three-step system, I'm making 12% of that BV. Now Amanda has Rochelle as her personally enrolled. Now I'm going to make 4% of Rochelle's customer sales. And then Rochelle has, I'm just going to make a Darnell, I think I saw on here. Darnell is personally enrolled to Rochelle. So I would make 4% of Darnell's customers, the BV value. Okay. So we're going to go to another part of the comp plan in a minute that also you're going to get paid off of the BV with. So it's pretty cool. You get paid here, but that BV also falls into the uni level part of the compensation plan that I'll go over. But this is the first way we get paid. Now, again, this is sponsorship, but you're not just making money off of what you sell. You're making money off of your personally enrolled up to 4 levels down from you. Well, 3 levels from you, but you're the 4th. Okay, and here's a little tree, a little graphic. You guys can go back through this and look at it, but the next way is going to be, we already talked about referring to the fast starts. Okay, so this is honestly one of my favorite parts of the comp plan. I do not sign up a promoter without a pack. Just keep in mind, and I'm sure some of you on here, like when you go to enroll somebody, you're thinking like, I'm gonna, onboard them the same way I was onboarded, right? I'm going to sign them up the same way I was signed up. So it's really crucial for you to be selling people on packs when they come into the business and not just signing them up for free or not just having them spend $100 a la carte to be active. You want them getting packs because I'll be honest, you're going to make the most commission off of promoter packs, but you're also duplicating that throughout your whole downline because how you sign them up is how they're going to sign people up. And as you can see here, like you're making a commission when you sign them, but you're also making a commission when they sign somebody and when they sign somebody and when they sign somebody. So again, that example with Amanda. Okay, so I sell a 200 pack. I make $30 in commission off of that. Amanda sells a 200 pack. I'm still making $20. Amanda's making 30, I'm making 20. Rochelle sells a 200 pack. Rochelle's making $30, Amanda makes 20, and I make $10. And then Darnell sells a 200 pack. I'm making $5 off of that. So you can see it's 4 levels of sponsorship deep. Again, placement wise, so like Chrissy was placed, I do not make anything when Chrissy sells a promoter pack. Okay. So that's just a little bit different between sponsorship and placement. But as you guys can see, this can be very, very lucrative. You're going to make the most, you make more off of this than selling, a 3-step system to a customer. The biggest thing is obviously the promoter pack is a little bit more expensive than selling the 3-step system to a customer. However, these do come with the promo codes. So like the 200 pack is going to come with 5 of those $20 off codes that people can use towards their own purchases and to send out. So, next part is going to be the fast start match. So when you have 2 active personally enrolled promoters, okay, so they're enrolled to you and they have their 100 PV, they're active. You are going to make a 10% match of their commission on that previous part of the comp plan that we just went over. So when they sell, let's say they sold $2,000 in fast starts. So their commission line item was $2,000 off the promoter packs. You would make 10% of that. So you'd make $200 off of that. So if Amanda goes ham one week and sells a shitload of 800 packs, and let's say her line item that week for the promoter pack commission is $2,000, I'm making $200 of that. If I have at least 2 people qualified and active. Now, if I have this next part, if I have 8 people qualified and active, okay, and I'm at least 4K and they're 4K and above, I'm going to earn 20% instead of 10%. So that same example, I would make $400 instead of $200 off of that. So this is another reason why having personally enrolled, I would never give away sponsorship. Always have people personally enrolled to you. And the more that you have, the more that you've unlocked with this comp plan. So it makes a big difference to go from, 10% to 20%, especially if you have somebody that's absolutely crushing it and you have, and this is again, why it's so important to duplicate teaching people to enroll on packs, because you can see you're making a big commission when you sell a pack, but now you're also making a percentage of your personally enrolled when they sell a pack as well. So then we have the VIP bonus, which, your first 14 days, this is permanently in the comp plan. It's always going to be here. 3 tiers to it. So we have VIP 400, VIP 800, VIP 1600. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail because we have additional training on this, but essentially it's setting you up to earn an extra $800 in cash, $300 in product credit, but that doesn't include regular commissions. It ends up being well over $1,000 in somebody's first 2 weeks. And somebody can come in and earn this immediately. I've seen people do it in 2 days. I've seen people, wait till the last minute and get it in on day 14. But the cool thing is, so we're paid every Tuesday here, direct deposit, and you're paid off of what you do up until Sunday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So whatever I sell between now and this coming Sunday night is going to be on that Tuesday, that next Tuesday's paycheck, which is 2 days later. So it's not like backlogged here, which I love. So essentially somebody comes in, let's say they've invested $800 into the 800 pack. They come in on a Tuesday and they hit these VIP bonuses by Sunday at midnight Eastern. They're going to have that $800 back plus regular commissions and $300 in product credit. Boom. They're already profitable now. And we have them thriving for free because in order to get this VIP bonus, you have to have had 4 customers. So they're not going to have to invest anything after that initial investment. And that's why that's how I pitch this whole getting people in on the 800 pack is this VIP bonus, because this is literally how they're going to be profitable from the start, because that is the goal. So this is also a newer bonus that we've implemented that's permanently into the comp plan, which I love. So when you hit the first rank in the company, we have 5 ranks. We have 4K, which stands for $4,000 in sales, 12K, which stands for $12,000 in sales, 40K, 80K, 200K. We have 2 extra ranks on top of that, but for the purpose of this, let's just focus on those core 5. When you hit the first one, which means you've done $4,000 in total sales. Now that includes your personal purchase. So another reason why I always sign people up on the 800 pack and now the 1600 pack is because that volume is going to count towards this bonus. So somebody comes in on the 800 pack, they're already pretty much a quarter of the way to 4,000 in sales. When they hit 4,000 in sales, they're going to get an extra $1,000 in cash and $1,000 in product credit. That's in addition to the VIP bonus, which is going to, obviously, like I said, it's an extra 800, but it ends up being well over 1,000 with regular commissions included. So right there alone, somebody is sitting at over $2,000 in their first 30 days, plus 1,000 in product credit. And then, we have rank matching bonuses going on right now that I'll talk about at the end, just because I want to be able to use this video when we don't have those bonuses going on. But this is first 30 days, and it's not 30 days like based off of the month. It's 30 days from your enrollment, right? So if you enrolled today, you have 30 days from today to hit this rank. This includes also placement volume. So if somebody puts somebody underneath you and they have $1,000 and they're selling, that all counts towards this rank as well. So anything you sell, anything placed under you, anything you purchase, any promoters you personally enroll, all volume, dollar for dollar here as well, which is really awesome. So, how I was talking about BV earlier, where the BV is usually 50% of the dollar. Here, we're ranked off of the full dollar. So you sell $200 to somebody, your volume will move by $200. A lot of places will only move your volume based off of the BV. So that's a huge, huge selling point as well. Okay. All right, so the uni level team commissions, this is what Jason was talking about. This is the residual part of the comp plan, right? So that BV where I was talking earlier that you get paid off of for your customer sales, that also falls into this part right here. Also, promoter. So promoter pack doesn't have BV. That's why the commissions are higher on it. It doesn't have any BV on it. So when you sell a promoter pack, it's that volume isn't falling into this part of the comp plan, but customer sales always do. And also any promoter on your team in your downline placement or personally sponsored, when they buy an a la carte item. So if somebody goes in and buys Rest, a bag of Rest, and let's say it's got 20 BV, that will fall into this part of the comp plan. So it's all customer sales and all promoter a la carte orders outside of the packs. Okay. So this part of the comp plan is where placement comes into play. So this is essentially one of the only places that you are making money off of placement. And that's why it's not, placement's great and it's a blessing if you get it, right? You should never expect it and you shouldn't work as if you're gonna get it. You should be building your own business, but you will always make so much more money here if you're personally sponsoring and helping your personally sponsored advance. Placement pays you on this part, but as you can see, I mean, it is 4%, but it does add up with the levels. So I want you guys to think of it like he was saying, how there were like all these like legs versus having the 2 legs. So when somebody is on your level 1, right? So like Amanda's my level 1. When Amanda sells to a customer, I'm making a commission off that customer, but I'm also getting paid unilevelly off of that volume as well, the BV. Okay. So she just sold a 3-step classic system. I'm making 12% of the $80 BV on that, but that BV, that $80 is also falling into this part of the comp plan, and I'm making an additional 4% off of that as well. So just by being an active promoter, you've unlocked 3 levels of uni level pay. So you're making 4% of that BV that is happening on anybody that's on that level underneath you. Okay. So like I have Mel, Amanda, Chrissy, and we'll just go with that. Those three people are my level ones right now. So anything that is happening on that level, I'm making 4% of the BV that goes on there. Okay. And then Rochelle is my level two. I'm also making 4% of anything that happens on my level two. So as just being an active promoter, you're getting paid off of 3 levels underneath you. When you go to 4K, you've now unlocked 5 levels. Okay. And then 12K is 6 levels, 40K is 7 levels, 80K is 8 levels. And then 200K, not only is it 8 levels, but you're making double the uni level commission. So instead of 4% of that BV on each level, you're making 8%. That's a huge jump. And that's why when we're pitching the 800 pack and now the 1600 pack, this is massive because somebody comes in on the 800 pack, their first 4 months, they are getting paid out the full eight levels and 8% at each level instead of just coming in and making 3 levels at 4%. The 1600 pack is 8 months of that. Like, I wish, I seriously wish Amanda and I were, like, jonesing over that. Like, if that was available when we first started, 100% I would have bought that pack because I can tell you it makes a huge difference, on this part of the comp plan when you are getting that 200K pay and you're making that double commission. So, and then there's the premium ranks, which we don't need to go over, but yeah, I know this part gets a little confusing, but essentially, guys, like I don't get caught up in like monitoring the BV of everything that goes on underneath me, but this is what he's saying about like when it does come to building and placing, the deeper you go, as you can see, like if you're a 4K and you're getting paid off of the 5 levels underneath you and you take somebody and you place them on your 5th level and they bring somebody in who's crushing it, you're not getting paid anything off of that and nothing moving forward that organization does. Like, let's say they bring in a 200K, you're not getting paid. You're getting the volume, which for bonuses is great, right? Like I've always preached that. But for the residual part of the comp plan, it's very strategic to build higher and tighter. And when it comes to building, that's usually a very personalized thing, right? Like you have to look at who's in your waiting room and who are these people and who's running, who's more so just kind of dabbling in this. And so when it comes to placement and building and stuff like that, that's something that should be done one-on-one with your sponsor. And I would say somebody who definitely you want to make sure it's somebody who knows what they're doing. I'm always happy to help with those. Amanda and I love that's like our favorite part of this business is strategizing people's waiting rooms. So we're always happy to get on, a call and go through yours with you. Okay, moving right along. Okay, team matching bonuses. So kind of like earlier when I was saying you make a percentage of when somebody on your team sells a promoter pack, you make a matching percentage of their commission line item for that amount. Here, same thing, but for the uni level. So, like what I just went over, let's say my uni level commission was $1,000 for the week. That part of the comp plan is what this is going to talk about. So in order to unlock this, you have to be a 4K or higher, and you're going to get paid off of anybody that is your personally sponsored who is a 4K or higher. Okay. So you can earn between 20 to 40%. And you have to have, so to earn 20%, you have to have 4 qualified and active personally enrolled promoters. Okay. And then if you want to earn 40%, you need to have at least 8 qualified and active personally enrolled promoters. So as you can see, like, let's say it was $4,000. Let's say Amanda did $4,000 in commission off of her uni level that week. If I'm making anywhere from $800 to $1,600 off of that, depending on where I'm at. I'm either getting 20% of it or I'm getting 40% of it. So this is really crucial to help people get ranked because this can be a really large item on your commission check, but they have to be at 4K or higher to unlock this. So let's see. And then we have the VIP auto bonus. You have to be at 12K, so $12,000 in sales, and you need to be balanced for that, which I'll go over in a minute. But essentially, you also need to have 4 personally enrolled active promoters every month. There's a wheel in your back office, so you can always check and make sure that that's filled. But you're going to earn anywhere from 300 all the way up to $1,600 a month. So they'll pay you even if you don't have a car, even if you just have a bicycle, you're going to get $300 a month. Now, if you end up getting a car that is a qualifying car, it has to be black or white, and it has to be within 5 years old, and it has to be one of the luxury brands. We have a whole list. If you do that, you're going to get $800 a month towards your car. And they pay it as cash. So you can literally do whatever you want. If your car payment's only $200 a month, then you just pocketed $600. And then if you're 40K or above and you have your 4 active personally enrolled, and you're going to get $1,600 a month. Okay. That's called our VIP elite, auto elite bonus. So we have the lifestyle getaways. Usually we have 3 of these a year, and most of them, they open up to the first rank in the company. Right now we have one going on for 12K and above. There's some extra qualifications, but it's to go to Puerto Rico in February, and it's all inclusive. They literally pay for everything, and you can earn it to where you get to bring a guest and they'll pay for your airfare, your hotel, drinks, food, everything. Pretty cool. So waiting room, again, I don't want to go into too much detail about the waiting room. If you go into the back office, actually, there's a training in there that kind of goes over at high level. But essentially, this is for people who are building a team. Now, not everybody's doing that, right? Like if you're here and you're just trying to really work this maybe more as an affiliate and you're just selling and getting customers, this isn't going to pertain to you. But if you are somebody who's like, I want to build a team and I want that residual part of the comp plan, this is really, really important and really strategic. And that's why I would not touch your waiting room until you have spoken to somebody who, I would say, I don't know, a 40K or up, probably knows what they're doing. But again, just come to one of us. I'm more than happy to always help and take a look at this. But I look at people in my waiting room, I kind of look at, this is how Courtney teaches it too, is like, are they a building or are they a block? And a building is more so going to be like your runner. So somebody who's going to come in and like Delaney, for example, Delaney with a Y, she would be a building, right? Like she came in and was just like exploding from the start, right? So that would be somebody who I would be looking at as, you know, a leader on this team, and somebody who, you know, when it comes to placement, that I'm looking to help it, not build, but help essentially, if it makes sense, right? And there's a lot of factors that go into placement and a lot of things to consider. But the other side of that would be a block. So a block would be somebody who maybe joined and is more so not really trying to build a team and not really like actively working this. Maybe they just kind of wanted to be a part of the community. Maybe they there's people that spend $800 and don't do shit, and it blows my mind, but like you'll have plenty of those too, and that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with people, you know, I mean, it's their business, right? Their choice. So we don't put expectations on people, but that's how I kind of categorize how I'm going to look at people in my waiting room. And so you can use the people who aren't necessarily going to be runners or really actively working this. You can still utilize their volume to help the buildings, right? And other people who are buildings in your organization, you know, and that's a whole nother call, which we can do, is like how to leverage and strategize, you know, your waiting room. You should essentially be able to always double. Let's say I have $5,000 in my waiting room right now total. I should be able to take that and double it through incentivizing it and matching and stuff like that, which we can go over on another call. And that is it as far as the PDF goes. Let me stop sharing. Few extra notes I have to keep in mind. So anytime somebody enrolls on the 15th or later in the month, their volume will roll over. This is another huge selling point, and why I would always be pushing to get people in. Like when the 15th of the month hits, like you need to go do your follow-ups like crazy and be like, listen, you're gonna have 6 weeks to go for these bonuses going on right now. Because your volume doesn't flush out. And in sales, and even in the corporate world in sales, it's month to month, right? You start over at 0 every single month. It's the saddest thing in the world when you see all that volume at the end of the month flush out, but that's just how it is. But if you join on the 15th or after, you get the rest of that month and all of the next month, where your volume will not restart. So it's a huge advantage, especially when we have these bonuses on the table. So these bonuses, Lavelle does these throughout the year. They're not all the time, which I like that, because as much as I love having the bonuses, it like they lose their luster if they're always there, right? Like you're not going to push as hard unless you know that there's like a deadline. So right now we are in bonus season through the end of December. So you guys use that. I'm telling you, it's a completely different ball game when you're outside of bonus season. And that's fine. You know, there's different seasons to this business, but when you're in it, use that as leverage. That is huge. Because when somebody comes in right now and they hit the first rank in the company of 4K, they get a $4,000 bonus. 12K, they get a $12,000 bonus, all the way up to 200,000. You also are going to be able to get a match off of helping your personally enrolled hit these bonuses. The more people you help, the higher percentage you get. And that's all in your back office. And I'm just going to keep it high level on that, or I'll talk another, 30 minutes on the bonuses alone. But those are going on through the end of December. And we also have what's called our customer acquisition bonuses. So when you get 20 customers, they can be new or existing. So let's say that somebody you had last month reorders this month. As long as it's $150 or more, that'll count towards this. We call it the CAB bonus, customer acquisition bonus. So when you have 20 customers on $150 or more for the month, you're going to get an extra $1,000. That's on top of everything I just went over. Okay. When you have 40, you're going to get $2,000. When you have 60 customers, 4,000. And when you have 80 customers, 6,000 extra. This is awesome. We never had this before. Because Lavelle has always been known as like, you can make gangster money, especially if you're a recruiter and you're building, right? And it was always more challenging to get people that were affiliate focused or people that were just customer focused on board, because I mean, building the team and recruiting, and like I said, with the promoter packs, that's where the heavier commission is at, and that's where the residual side is. But now with these bonuses, it's awesome, because even if you know somebody that's like an influencer that comes in and just wants to sell the product, they can still make anywhere from $1,000 to $6,000 extra just selling, not having to build a team at all. And then we have leaderboards going on twice a month. That's also in your back office through the end of the year. You can scoop up an extra $2,000 to $8,000 depending on where you fall with that. And that's based off of PPA. So I know I said PV earlier. $100 in PV makes you active. Another term you'll hear a lot is PPA. I don't know what the fuck it stands for, but essentially it's just new business. So like if Rochelle bought a 200 pack right now, or actually, no, Rochelle's not my person enrolled. If Amanda bought a 200 pack right now, that would not count towards my PPA. But if I go sign up Susie on a 200 pack today, that would count towards my PPA. PPA is necessary when you have a bonus. So those rank matching bonuses I was just talking about, and also for leaderboards. So the leaderboard bonuses are going to be based off of new sales, and that can be new customer orders as well. All of that counts. I wrote down skin in the game. I really like that he touched on that, because I talked about this on my story the other day too. I don't sign people up without them buying a pack. Like, you have to value your time too. If you are building a team and mentoring, I'm not going to put all this, because I really take this serious, and I know a bunch of you guys do too. Like, I'm not going to pour in all my time and resources to really help you if you're not willing to put some skin in the game. And I also think it's crucial that you have product to sample, but also you need to be a product of the product. I don't know how the fuck people would be successful not showing the product or taking it or talking about it. Like, that's literally what you do. That's your job. So like, you have to have the product. And like Amanda, I would say 8 out of 10 people I enroll are getting an 800 pack. We do use Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay, if you guys are familiar with those, as a way to help people break it up into payments. So they can do a one-time use debit card through those apps, and it'll allow them to, like, if they were going to get the 800 pack today, they'd only have to pay $200 today, and then they work it out with the app. It's between them and the app. It's not through Lavelle, but they essentially will work up a payment plan with them to pay the rest of that off, which again, and we're helping them get that VIP bonus, they can pay that off immediately. Yeah. So The other thing would be red leg. Um, this is going to be for people who are building a team. You eh, to not confuse you too much, your volume has to be balanced. So you can't just hit these ranks and make all this money off of bringing in one rock star and riding on their back the whole way through the comp plan, right? You have to be balanced. And what that means is you have to have your volume. You can only have 60% of your volume can come from one leg. So a leg is like Amanda's a leg of mine and Mel's a leg of mine. So I have two legs, right? 60% of my volume I can only accumulate 60% from Amanda's leg. Okay. That remaining 40% has to come outside of it. So to give you an example, if you're going for 4K, you can only hold $2,400 in one leg. Okay. So if I was going for 4K right now and Amanda brought in $4,000 and I didn't have anybody else promoting on my team or anybody else with me, I did not hit 4K. Even though I have all the volume, I still need to get, I can only take $2,400 of that 4,000 she's doing. I would need to get $1,600 outside of her. That can include my personal orders, and that can also include anything I'm selling. So my own PV, which PV is your personal orders and your personal customer sales as well. So that would offset that balance issue as well. But yeah, we have a graphic that like shows you for each rank what that balance requirement is. And then what I do at the end of each month is I drop in the chat end of month checklist and it has it all listed out. The other big thing is you always, no matter what rank you're at, you have to have two active legs. They can be placement legs. But you have to have two active legs. So you can't have just like, again, one leg where all your volume is at, to be balanced and to be locking in these ranks. So, yeah, I think I covered everything. Okay. Let me stop the recording and then take questions.